Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire, on the show this evening. It's Jaffa and our Billy. Evening, gents.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Billy.
Evening, Jaffa. Evening, Ox. How we doing, pal? All right, get big guy.
Good, mate, good. How's yourself, Billy?
Aye, no bad, mate, no bad. High as a kite waiting for you-know-what to come next week, mate.
Santa?
Aye. With a blue suit on.
But we'll get a game. We'll get 2 games to play before then, Jaffa.
Oh.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
I know. I did say a number of weeks ago there were 16 games left of the season, Ox.
Can't remember, Jaffa.
Scary stuff, innit? Still get 2 games left, I know. Ross County tomorrow night, eh?
Dundee United, eh?
Well, Dundee United there on Sunday. Where we go?
Yep.
Ross County, then Hearts, and then a little thing coming up on the Wednesday, and then a cup final. Jaffa, boy, Jaffa.
Mental stuff. Brilliant. I still can't. I think, genuinely, Ox, I think it took me about Sunday afternoon to stop feeling jangly and jumpy and just the smile on my face. It was mental. Thursday night was probably the best football match I've ever been to in my life so far. It was unbelievable. It was like 50,000 people having an orgasm at the same time at the end. It was just incredible.
I'll take your word for that, Jaffa. It's something I've not witnessed. I don't know about you, Billy.
No, mate, I'm still on the daft tablets, mind the daft ones I was telling you about.
I think Jaffa those tablets, but different ones. I get you, you're coming for. People were delirious with excitement and emotion, and it was magnificent. But we got a game of football to play today in the morning night. How do you play that, Jaffa? It's tricky, isn't it? What do you do?
I think short of saying that the league's over, and it's finished, but we've got so much to play for, obviously, and it's keeping the squad exactly that, ticking over, Ox. And I think there was vision, obviously, on Sunday with the Dundee United game with the squad and how he brought out the kids and stuff like that. But we still had the nucleus of the team there, and I still think there'll be players within the team that will want to keep on playing. They'll just want to keep the fitness levels. They'll all probably want to keep on playing. There'll be some that will be wrapped up in cotton wool. And obviously we just need to make sure that we steer clear of injuries, Ox. That's the most important thing at this particular time, I suggest.
Aye. I'll put you on the spot, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, what's your team tomorrow night?
I'd put McLaughlin in goal. I'd maybe give the big Polish guy a run out at right back. I would take Laddie King in there with Golson. And I would probably play Barisic. That'd be my back four, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Stephen Davis, the young laddie Lowry. I'd maybe even give Charlie McCann a wee run out as well.
Hurry up, I've got a flight to catch on Sunday. Come on, hurry up.
I'm thinking that being on midfield. And then I would go... Who do you play up front? It's fit. Scotty Arfield. I'll give Scotty a run up there, maybe with Fashion Sakala and the boy Wright.
Okay. Jaffa, you thought about it?
Yeah, I have, folks, and probably along the same kind of lines where Billy's going with his team. But I guess will be the bit that we always don't know, Ox, is who's been carrying knocks and who's been needing a bit of time to recuperate. And there will be a couple of players, no doubt. I don't know, maybe Joe Rebo might be one of them after that head knock, needing a bit of time to recover. Ryan Kent, I suggest we would probably want to wrap up in cotton wool. And there'll no doubt be a few other players in the middle of the park that will probably want to. John Lundstrom, but he's been playing a lot of football. But you still want to keep the fitness levels ticking over. The only other one I would probably suggest that we that might come into the team would be up front. And I'm not so sure about starting Sakala. I would maybe juggle the pack a wee bit more and give a few of the younger lads a run out. That would be my take on it, Ox, at this time. Just thinking about it off the top of my head.
All right. Here's what I think the team will be, Billy. No, what I would pick, if you get what I'm saying, yeah? Two different answers maybe to the same question, yeah? Mm-hmm. I think I would go with McLaughlin. I think Gio will go with McLaughlin. And bizarre as it seems, I think Tavernier will start and Golson. I don't know why, but King will play again, and then Barisic might start. There might be a change with Bassey at some point early on. In the midfield, I would have Stephen Davis alongside James Sands again. Mm-hmm. And in front of him, I would definitely have Aaron Ramsey, Scott Wright, Fashion Sakala up top to see if we can get some goals to give him confidence. And then you've got that outside left spot, and I would start the boy Lowry. Well, I think you'll start the boy Lowry. There you go. Yeah. With 9 subs, you can change it any time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, but it's all about opinions, isn't it?
It's a good side. Jaffa is a good side, but regarding Aaron Ramsey, he'd be one of my players that'd be wanting to wrap up in cotton wool, just with his injury record. Especially
he's going to get match fit, mate.
Yeah. I get that, Ox. I get that, buddy. But what I'm just saying is he's just come back for that hamstring injury. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the last thing you want is that to go at this time.
He done 70 minutes on Sunday, Jaffa. Ramsey?
Yep.
70 minutes.
Looked no bad. Yeah, he looked no bad.
He got better, I think, as the game went on, eh?
Yes, he did. I would another one. The big one in there is Roof, Ox. We don't know what stage Roof is at. Where he is fitness wise, and if he's even ready to come back and possibly play 45, and maybe come on. And it would be good to see Roof coming back over the next couple of games, just to try and get his match sharpness up. Because I guess that's why we're in one respect we're quite grateful we've got these 2 games coming up, that we can actually try and integrate the players that have been on the sidelines back into the squad again. So it gives the manager as many options as possible come next Wednesday night.
Right, Billy?
It's good. Absolutely, Jaffa. It's good, Ox, because it's keeping the players hungry, because they're all vying for a place. I mean, the gaffer will have his thoughts about the starting 11 he's wanted to put out for the European final, but it's also keeping him on his toes and keeping the players on his toes, because they'll all be vying and trying to impress the gaffer as well to try and push your way into the starting 11 or to get into the squad at the very least. You know what I mean?
I think you've got a choice to get into the squad. I don't think if you scored 4 goals as a French player, you're getting tomorrow night. You're getting in the 11 for the final, Billy.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Box. You know what I mean? But it's still giving the players an incentive to go out there and impress the gaffer. Do you know what I mean? Because stranger things have happened in these finals.
Well, you might end up as part of the squad, maybe Jaffa. I think in his head, Giovanni will have a starting 11 if everybody's fit.
I mean, listen, Ox, every professional footballer wants to start in the first 11, or at least be on the bench, of course. But in the modern game, just doesn't. The pool's big. We've got a big, you've got a big pool of players to call, and you've got to have, especially the amount of games that we play throughout the season. And he will have an idea of who he wants, who he's starting 11 is next Thursday. He'll have a strong idea, maybe barring 1 or 2, depending on injuries and who shows match fitness in the next week and training, both in the next 2 games. But keeping people happy is the most important thing as well, and keeping harmony. But the one thing I would say about last Thursday night, Ox, at the end of the game, it was great to see all the players coming on, and they were all absolutely delighted. Even the squad guys, the guys in trackies, and the young team that were out there, they were all right behind them and let them up, and rightfully so, because it's just an astonishing achievement. It's an absolutely astonishing achievement.
Here. Aye, no more so than Andy Firth. He's a man, Billy. Yeah? He's in for a testimonial.
I'll tell you what I like about it as well. See if the problems that it's been thrown at our manager regarding no players out with injury and all that, he's overcame a lot of them. You know what I mean? With what he's had to go with. You know what I mean? He's thought out a system. He's brought players in to do a job in particular positions on the road up to the final. We've had no recognised strikers. You know what I mean? We're struggling there for midfield players with Darren Ramsey out injured, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And to top it all off, who would have thought that a right back was going into the final a European tournament as a top goal scorer? It's incredible.
It's amazing. Some of the stats that these boys have produced have been unbelievable, Jaffa.
Oh, I mean, I saw the one today from Connor Golston, the amount of, just the table and the amount of tracking back and tackles. It's up, and Tavernier as well, as Billy mentions. I mean, they really are pushing some numbers, incredible numbers, Ox. And I mean, I'm still in awe of the whole thing. I'm still taking it all in. I mean, every morning I'm waking up, it's straight into the Glasgow Rangers, all over. Give me all the information. Obviously, enjoying a bit of the pain as well, but that's a whole other story. But we'll leave that for another show.
Talking about pain, I heard that place I tried to book yesterday for skipping that the Seville Suite, they've changed its name. Did you read that?
You're not kidding me, are they?
Aye.
The Rebels have won.
And good old Sainsbury's, they brought a Seville orange gammon. Did you see that?
Oh, quick as a flash, aren't they?
Oh dear, you've got to laugh. Okay, but it's I suppose a bit like Sunday, Billy. We're not going to but it's difficult to focus with what's ahead of us now, isn't it?
I can't, mate. I'm so happy for our team. So I'm delighted. I mean, I can't put it. See, watching that game last week, mate. I'm not joking. Me and the missus and young Billy, man, we were jumping about the living room like absolute lunatics. Tears were running down her face, and when me camera put that second one in, my missus jumped. She jumped higher than me. You know what I mean? It's absolutely fantastic what we've done. I'm just so proud of your football club. The journey we've came over the last 9-10 years to get into this European final, mate. It's the best, in my opinion. It's the best achievement of a Scottish football club, bar none. Simple as that. And I don't care what anyone says. And if we're going to win it, then you can. That's just the cherry on top of the cake, isn't it?
Aye, you're here. And what's your thoughts on that, Billy? How do you see us? Have we got a chance, or where do you see us?
Well, listen, you don't get to the final of a European tournament if you're a mug team, you know what I mean? And listen, the German team's a good team as well, Eintracht Frankfurt, do you know what I mean? They're not there because they just staggered their way through the tournament as well. They're through there because they were the best team in that side of the section, and we're in the final because we were the best team in that section. Come up through the group stages and the teams we've played. We've knocked out two crack German teams. We've knocked out a cracking Portuguese team. We've knocked out a cracking Serbian team on the way to the final. So, I mean, to me, and if I'm being honest with everyone, I think we've put out better teams and we're going to play next week. That's what I think. Because that team is leaking goals as well. So we will get at them with what we've got going forward. And if we can keep it tight at the back, I can't see us no loving that trophy, mate.
Oh, I love it. Jaffa?
Aye, similar kind of thoughts. I've watched their games. I've watched a wee bit of them, obviously. They certainly are a good side, but so are we. Ox, I think it's a 50-50, genuinely. I think it's a 50-50 game. A lot of it's going to come down to attitude and the way we set up and the personnel and the desire. And if we want to win that, I have no qualms that we've got every opportunity. And I actually do think we will win it, Ox. I think we will win it.
That'll do me, Jaffa. I'll take that, mate. All day long. Right, okay. Right, if it's all right, we use two gentlemen. I say that loosely, of course. We'll get the phone lines on.
Go for it, Ox.
Aye, on you go, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, when Fox heard that you two were coming on today, he asked me to set up a quiz, and we never told you, yeah? Yeah? So
Don't start your nonsense.
Right, okay. Who wants to go first?
I'm on mute, Ox.
So,
Oh dear. Sorry, boys. Sorry. Blame Fox for that one. Blame Fox for that one.
Should have knew better.
I know. You've got to laugh, Billy. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Right, okay. You strip. Okay, storm, mate. Kitching. Jaffa. I know you like your numbers, but kitching.
Oh, man.
Kitching.
Unbelievable, Ox. I mean, it wasn't really a great surprise, to be honest with you. In fact, we were chatting about it coming home last Thursday night for the game. That was one of the topics of conversation. Do you think there'll be some new clobber will come out? And I didn't think they would miss the opportunity and the good feeling and the Rangers support, obviously. I mean, their skinning is rotten. Don't get us wrong. I don't know what the queues were like down at Ibrox today to pick them up. I've seen a few things on social media about it. Not a bad top, to be fair. It's a lovely colour, of course. Anything in orange. And I mean, the only thing they missed out was a horse in the back, for me.
That's an absolute belter, Ox. It's a cracker, mate. Billy said to me, he says, Dad, did you see the new top? I says, aye, son, I've seen it. He says, what do you think we're getting, man? I says, definitely, we're getting three, son. One for me, one for you, and one for me, Jules. No, it's a belter, mate. I love it. I love the top. And listen, it's just a part of the merchandise for the club, you know, and it's as Jaffa said there, we are getting hammered with merchandise, but listen, the money's going into Rangers, so we'll gladly pay it. You know what I mean? But it's
it's simple. I get it, and I understand if you get a young family and the pressures you put under Jaffa, yeah. Yep. You know, and they want it, you know, and it's instant, and you maybe no go to that. If you've got two kids, you maybe no go to that 150 quid spare. It's difficult, and I understand it, but there's no rush, and it doesn't make you any less a supporter if you get it next week, next month, and you don't get it today. But I've seen the queues were done by the government stand to get into the shop, but they got Jaffa, you know. So, ka-ching.
Aye, exactly. You do feel for the families that the young mothers. You know, they've got young kids and they're wanting two tops and the shorts and the socks, and you do feel for them if they, you know, as you say, they don't need to. They're not obliged to buy it. It doesn't change anything. They've probably already bought 3 or 4 kits anyway. I mean, I know in my family, and I see them in nephews and nieces, they're all running about with the tops on, and they've got a whole selection of them, Ox. It's the way of the world, and I'm talking not just Rangers tops. I'm talking a selection of football tops if they're football fans. You know, they've got Barca tops and Real Madrid tops and what have you. But obviously, the priority is always our club and our tops, and as Billy said, getting the money into our club.
Aye, and I get it. I mean, they would be foolish as a business not to launch something, wouldn't they?
Yes, yeah, they would be, because it would be almost verging on neglect if they didn't do it. From a marketing perspective, they've got to do it. And by the way, I suspect that won't be the end of it, because I've seen there was T-shirts and various other things getting done. And obviously then there's the aftermarket, Ox, where the fans will come up with their own ideas. And I've seen some fantastic things jump about on the internet, embroidery getting done with the Europa League logo and the shirt and stuff like that. I mean, that'll be a memento to take with you for the next 20 years, 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we've been joined by Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
Good evening, all. How are we? Have we all recovered for last Thursday? Oh, what a night that was, wasn't it? Honestly, I'm just getting my energy back after that. Oh no, I'm just agreeing with what you were all saying. I'm just so proud of Rangers. So chuffed where we've got to in the last 10 years. And I was just saying to my friend there, you know, not so long ago, to think where we were 10 years ago and where we are now, and look at it's unbelievable. It's like dreamland, isn't it? It really is. It's just amazing. I can't describe how chuffed I am that the club's got as far as they've got.
Amanda, it's some story, isn't it? Let's try and take our blue glasses off for a minute. It's some story.
I mean, when you think we were playing wee diddy teams in the third division, you know, and where we've came from there to now, just it's mind blowing. And I was actually, I don't cry very often at Rangers games, but I could hardly speak at the final whistle because I was so choked up with emotion. And the lad that sits next to me said the same. She says, I've never spent 90 minutes like that in my life. I couldn't know it. But I think to top up, you're never going to. The atmosphere-wise last Thursday night as well, just electric, absolutely electric. The atmosphere, wasn't it? Really.
I heard they were giving out double suites in Section J last week, Amanda. Is that true? No, just electric. The atmosphere in the whole stadium was just absolutely fabulous last Thursday, and even my nephew gave me a hug, which doesn't happen very often. Bear in mind, he's 23 now, he's not a wee boy, but no, I just saw the atmosphere last Thursday just electric, and even you just walked into the stadium and you just felt it last Thursday, didn't you? You just felt this vibe building, and I thought, this is what it's all about. But no, as I say, I'm not going to Seville. I can't go to Seville. But we'll get somewhere to watch it, no doubt, and we'll be cheering the guards on and cheering them every spot, kicking the ball. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I just think to look at it from where we came from 10 years ago to where we are now, it's just it's a story that's worth telling, you know. And if MD, you know, says, it's not a story worth telling, well, let's just put it this way. Them that kicked us when we were down, you know, them that had their wee dig at us and their wee kick at us, where have we got to since then? Who's laughing now? No, them anyway. You know what I mean? What's your nephew's name?
Callum.
Actually, no want to give your auntie a hug, Callum.
He's going to kill me for that. But no, as I say, I just think from where we've came through the last 10 years, I couldn't sleep last Thursday night. I was that hyper after it. I was waking to about 5 in the morning, scrolling through my tablet and watching Alan McCoy dancing in that commentary box and watching Chris Boyd's reaction. It was just amazing. I was just like, I could watch this all night. And then eventually I thought, right, I need to try and do it. So I couldn't do it, didn't work. I was so hyper. But no, it was just a great night last Thursday. And as I say, I can't wait to the final. And I just think, you know, where we've came to and where we are now, and I think everybody that's a Rangers supporters feeling that excitement, aren't they? You know, just that vibe that's building, and it's just amazing, honestly.
You hear, Jaffa?
Yeah, same Mox. Just a remarkable story from where we've come from and the 10-year period from being kicked down and to where we are, where we've risen back to. And the top of Scottish football, and Europe's sitting up now and taking notice. And by the way, done it with a swagger and a plum. I mean, some of the performances we put in and some of the teams we've taken out. I'm not even going to get into the discussion of, you know, the quality of teams that we've taken out. It's not for debate. I mean, Dortmund and various others. They're brilliant teams and massive clubs. Great, just an unbelievable story, Ox, and. Probably a stage play to come at some point in the future of the Rangers story, and what a story it is, especially if we do it next Wednesday night. And by the way, Ox, I hear Rangers are in talks with open top bus tours through the city if all goes well.
I can't take you anymore. Amanda, we know your passion for the Rangers and your nephews. But what Sum up what it means to you because of this journey.
It's everything. It's absolutely everything. It's my whole life. I mean, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but I'm definitely more passionate about Rangers than a lot of things. And I just think it means everything to me. You know, and it's filling my heart with such excitement. You know, I'm so, as you can hear, I'm more hyper than usual, but I'm just like thinking,
I think that was possible.
Well, and it's just like, we've got this case. We could possibly do it, you know, because as you're saying, you know, we've put a lot of good teams out, and you know, and I just feel that's the one chance we've got to get in there and it's filling me with such excitement. I mean, I'm just so chuffed, and I just think it's something to tell people in the future. I remember the year Rangers reached the Europa League final, and you know, and just the build up to it. I mean, even the songs that are coming onto Facebook and that are absolutely brilliant. I thought it was a touch of class, by the way, on Saturday when they played "This year I'm off to sunny Spain." But no, I just think, it's just so amazing. I'm so chuffed that the club I love has came to where they've been to where they are now, and it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Just that's all I can say. I can't really describe it, and it's just everything to me.
All right. Right, you go and take it easy, and I'm sure we'll hear from you before next Wednesday.
Right, no bother. Okay then. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.
See you, Amanda.
Bye.
How we doing, Denver Bear?
You all right, guys? Jaffa? Ollie?
Hi, Denver.
She, Amanda's as relaxed as ever.
Yes, she was hyper. I never noticed the difference, if I'll be honest.
No, that's just a normal thing, isn't it? Well, they're good lads, though. They're good lads. Aye. So what you been up to? Been excited?
Aye, mate. It's like the calm before the storm. After, as Jaffa said, the high of Thursday took a few days to come down, and then we're on a bit of a lull at the moment, even though we got a game tomorrow night. And then it'll just build up and build up. It feels surreal a bit, Denver. I don't know what the lads think. Billy?
Ox, it's crazy, mate. I mean, it's as if there's no 2 games to go before this final. You know what I mean? It's just a myth. We're just cruising through this unbelievable achievement that we've just put ourselves into. You know what I mean? And nothing else matters. That's the way I feel, but we have got 2 games to play for that, so and it'll be good because as Jaffa said earlier on the show, that the players will need to keep ticking over, and certain players will need to get wrapped up in cotton wool type thing as well. But it's mental, mate. It's just been an absolute roller coaster for where we've came from. It's a brilliant story, and do you know who I'm really pleased for as well, Ox? I mean, I know we're getting young in our old age, mate, but the young team, you know what I mean? See the young Bears, the Union Bears and all that, and they've all come right up through this as well, and it's fantastic for the guys. And to hear people coming on the show, mate, everybody's that happy, and they're showing so much passion and love for our football club, mate. Everybody is sky high, and I mean, Ali McCoy's words away back in own days. Some people are having a wee kick at us, but trust me, you'll not be having a kick at us for long. How much of their words come back? It's fantastic, Ox. It is, mate. It's absolutely fantastic.
Jaffa?
Yep, same, Ox. I mean, it's trying to keep a lid on it, Ox, for me anyway. I can only speak personally for myself. I mean, if I told you what I was doing today, you'd probably think I was off my nut. I was going down London Road where I'm feeling it wearing out my motor. But that's just the kind of things I like to do, just to keep myself ticking over. It's going to be brilliant, Ox. It's going to be amazing. What about yourself, Denver? Have you got much plans for next Wednesday to watch the game?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be on my own. I put in an application for UEFA tickets and I didn't get one. So I was looking at flights, and the mental flight I found was Denver to Heathrow to Barcelona, Barcelona to Seville, and on the way back was Seville to Casablanca Casablanca, Miami, Denver. And the way back, it was 29 hours and it was 19 hours to get there. So I didn't fancy going all that way, you know.
Denver, some of your boys are taking longer to hear.
I know.
Denver, that's like something out of James Bond movie, mate.
Oh, I know, aye. And I'd looked at, you know, it's my boy's 21st this year. He was 21 last month, so I was going to home to surprise him with a trip, you know, but it wasn't happening. And then I never got tickets for the Scottish Cup final either, you know, so I think what we're going to be doing is we'll just do the NARSA thing. NARSA are having their convention in Vegas, so hopefully we'll have the 2 trophies there, and we'll get the 4. That's maybe what will be the option, you know.
How did you feel last Thursday, Denver? Did you watch it live, or did you have to watch it?
No, I had to watch it after it, and that's my concern. I've not seen any of the games live, and I've booked off to take off next Wednesday, and I'm thinking maybe I should just work and check it on the BBC website and check in, because we've had all the good results. That way, you know, I don't want to be a jinx. The last time I took a day off to watch a game, it was at 3-0.
I get superstitious, mate. Fox has to change these underpants since his Dortmund first leg.
You know, I could tell that when I spoke to him earlier on, you know.
You know?
Aye, so that's where I am at the moment, you know.
All right. I'll cut across you. We've been joined by Callum. Evening, Callum.
Evening. How you doing?
Hi, nice to speak.
Hi, Callum.
Nice to speak.
Hi, yeah. Yeah, I just thought I'd phone in. You know, I was listening to your show. I listen to your show all the time, and I just want to say that fantastic show. I love it, absolutely love it. I think the way that you've came across, you know, since we've qualified for the final has been absolutely brilliant. One thing I would like to say is my brother, who's going to Seville. My brother's going to Seville, and he was saying, you know, you probably correct me if I'm wrong here. But I'm sure he said to me that in 1972, Rangers played Sport Lisbon. And basically, cut a long story short, Sport Lisbon, they beat us 4-3 in the second leg, and it went to penalties. And the Sport Lisbon won the penalty shootout, but it wasn't till after the event, and a reporter, and I know this is a bad word in the Rangers Radio, but a reporter from the Daily Record went into the Rangers manager and said, you know, you've actually won that tie in away goals, because I think it was the first year the away goal came into rule. You know, is that right enough?
Yeah, that's correct, mate.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Really right, but,
yeah. Right. Okay.
And this is the first year that away goals have disappeared, mate. Yeah.
Aye, that's right. That's that's what he was. My brother's a huge stat man. You know, he loves all the stats. You know, and he was saying that, and he says, you know, the stars are aligning and things like that. You know, but I think he's going via. He's flying from Manchester, and he's going to. I think it's Alicante, then on to Madrid, then he's got a train from Madrid to Seville. You know, so I think it's amazing. I was listening today, and a guy was saying that his son's coming over from California, and he needs to go to San Francisco, and then he needs to fly. You know, and the lengths people are going to get to this game is unbelievable.
I'm flying. Bournemouth, Manchester, Denver, Miami, Seville.
so basically the long way around then. I mean, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I was fortunate enough. I'll not be in Seville. But I was in Manchester in 2008. Never a ticket, obviously. But I think this will be absolutely brilliant. I think it will be. You know, it will be amazing for every Rangers supporter. And it is amazing for every Rangers supporter. Whether you're in Seville or you're not in Seville, Scotland will be absolutely rocking. No, even Scotland, Britain will be absolutely rocking for this. And, you know, I'm just so excited. I've got to be honest with you. I think my personal opinion is I think our name's in the cup. I really do. I think it's in the cup. I mean, I know Frankfurt is a good team. And they'll take a lot of beating, but I think that with the spirit of the team, I think we can do this. I really, really do. I think we can do this, and it will be an amazing night in Seville. Amazing night. I was actually seeing today, you probably know this, that they were talking about opening up a stadium in Seville for the kind of overflow of the fans, which I think is a great idea, to be fair. I think that's a great idea. But you know, to let the fans see it. But do you know? Can I ask you? Do you know that? Are they putting it on the big screen at Ibrox?
We haven't heard yet, mate. We've heard whispers that they're looking at it.
Right. Okay.
You know, and
it's just because I know they've done it in 2008, and it would be, you know, I'm thinking they'll probably do this year. They'll probably do it this year. But as I say, no, I just wanted to phone in, you know, just to say, you know, that I've listened for about 4 years now to Rangers Radio, and you know, I said to my brother, you know, to actually start listening to you, because, like I say, he's a stat man, and I know Port Bear and things like that. He's a stat man, you know. And I said, look, listen to this station. They're all Bears, and they're all, you know, it's all about the Rangers family, and I just love it. I just absolutely love it.
Thanks very much. What's your brother's name? Give your brother a shout, mate.
My brother's name, surprisingly enough, is Billy.
Billy.
Yep.
That's a great name.
That's a surprise. Can I tell you a quick story? I was down in Colwynnon. A number of years ago now, right? And I was there with my brother, but I'd lost him. And I was sitting.
You lost a brother in Colwynnon.
I know. I'd lost him, and I couldn't. I'd never forget the look in this lassie's face, and I started shouting, "Billy!" You know, and this lassie turned around and says, "You're looking for Billy in Colwynnon." Good luck with that. You know, everybody's got Billy in Colwynnon. You know, but no, as I say, no. Look, listen, I'll let you go. I'll let you go on with your show. But just to say, great show, love it. I listen to it every night religiously, and you know, when we win this.
That means a lot to all is involved with the show, mate. A lot of people put a lot of hard work in, and we're obviously.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of work behind the scenes and stuff, like, you know. I really do. And what I love about your show is, you know, when you listen to it, you know that every single person that comes on that show is a bear. You know, it doesn't matter who they are, where they come from. I know Andy for Leeds. I've heard, you know, Andy for Leeds. You know, but you know that every single person that comes on that show is a true blue nose, and I love the club, and I love that. That's it. I love that. I mean, I went to my first game in 1977, and I've loved Rangers all my life, and you know, for us to get to this final, even to get to the final, is phenomenal. But if we can win this, and I think we can win it, it will spark a party like no other. I'm going to absolutely love it. So listen, you take care, and I wish every single bear that's gone over there to Seville, and let's face it, Seville's famous for oranges, which is maybe another one that's aligned with the stars. Another Roman. Yeah, another Roman. And it's just to wish every single bear the best of health and have a great time. And I think that James Tavernier is going to come back with that cup. I really do. I've got, you know, in 2008, I'll be honest, I was doing it in Manchester and hope more than anything. I think in the balance of things, I think Zenit was a far better team than Rangers at that particular time, to be honest. But I think this time, I think we've got a chance, and that's no detracting from Frankfurt. And they're a big team. They've got a huge support as well. But I think that I really do think that we could do this. I really do. But listen, I'll let you go on, Ox, and I'll let you go on, and I'll listen to the rest of your show, and I wish every bear all the best. No problem.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Callum. What? Give him a clap, lads. Give him a clap first.
All right. Cheers, Callum.
Okay. Right, I'll catch you later. Okay?
Cheers, Callum.
Bye-bye now. We are the people. Bye-bye.
Denver, we've cracked it.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ox.
Cheers, Callum. Old school blues.
Cheers,
Old school blues. Been working in the background. We've got you flights. $120.
Honestly, that would be great. That would be brilliant. And as I say, I'm not the only one. I mean, I'm in Kilmarnock. I'm a Kilmarnock man, but there's a lot of blue noses down here, Ayrshire, as you know. You know, and even the Kilmarnock fans. I mean, I call Kilmarnock fans, they're just bears without a ticket. At the end of the day, that's what they are. And the Kilmarnock will be rocking.
Yes, Cal,
you know,
enjoy your
and
night,
keep
mate.
it.
Thanks for your
No
support.
problem at all. No bother.
Denver, we've cracked it. Old school blues got you $120, mate.
Excellent. I knew we
It's,
could rely on Albert.
No, it's Denver, Kiev to Donetsk, and then Donetsk to Seville.
You know what? If there's a ticket involved in it, that's no problem to me. I'll be there. I've got plenty of hardware here I can take with me to protect myself. So we're good to go.
Good, mate. Good. What's your boy making, Denver? What's your boy making it? 21.
He's beside himself, you know. He was only 8-year-old or something like that when we went to Manchester Ham, and we missed out that because it was a wedding as well. So but he's beside himself. He just graduated his second year in at university there last week. So he's all disappointed. I feel as if I let him down. You know, I told him I was trying my best to get him, but it didn't happen. So, but we'll make up for it when we get to Vegas. That's for sure. You know.
Yeah, I know. Listen, Denver, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people, and there's going to be people no get in that maybe haven't missed the match this season. I've not got the answers, Jaffa. I've not got the answers.
No, it's obviously it's difficult to, with the amount of fan base we've got. It's difficult to keep them all happy. We're just going to have to accept it is what it is, and the guys that have got their tickets, you know, good luck to them. You know, I wish them well. I personally, Denver, I don't have a ticket, but I'm going to Seville, so I'm just going to soak up the atmosphere, mate. But you know, either way, I was always going to go. I wasn't going to miss an event like this.
Had you already booked your accommodation, Jaffa?
Denver, I'm not going to lie. A couple of weeks back, just before the Leipzig game, I actually booked the flights. I took a punt. I fancied us. So I got flights, very good flights. I'm flying out of a local airport in Glasgow. So I've done all right in that respect, and I've got accommodation booked up. But I don't have a ticket. Obviously, I was unfortunate, like a lot of the rest of us, Denver. I was in the Europa draw, and I also lost out in the. I didn't have enough of my Managerial's points to get to the top of the tree. But it is what it is, mate. I'm not bitter.
That's right.
You know, it's just I'll get on with it, and I'll take in the atmosphere.
My flights were the cheapest I could find was $2,300, and that wasn't include accommodation. And then once I started looking at the accommodation, it was just nuts, you know.
There's no the majority of people I've spoke to, Denver, they're no staying in Seville.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally I had looked at maybe staying in Madrid and then getting a train down. That was what I also looked at as well. You know, that would have been an easier bet for. But once I started looking at going to after the game on Wednesday and then heading back to Glasgow for the cup final on the Saturday, it just went through the roof, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Aye, we understand, mate. Understand, but listen, mate. There'll be hundreds of thousands of bears that will not be able to make the journey for whatever reason, mate. Health, job, circumstances, mate. And it doesn't make them any less a bear. But if they're not there in name, they'll be there in spirit, mate.
That's right. Aye. You know, one thing I had looked forward to as well was the Scottish Cup final, you know, because I've not seen Rangers in a cup final since the Loudrock Cup final in 1996. That was the last time I saw them win the trophy live, you know, so I was looking forward to that, but that didn't happen either. So anyway, Vegas, here we come. That's what works. That's it.
Aye, well, it's not a bad alternative. Billy's going to Saltcoats. Billy?
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. No, listen, it's my fault as well, mate. It's my fault. Listen, I'm kicking myself for not. I've been dreaming for the Dortmund game, buddy, as I said, and I had a wee inkling we were going to do this, but I didn't want to tempt fate, mate. I was keeping my powder dry all the time, and then I says no. So, and then the big, obviously the passports had ran out, blah 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 blah. So I'll tell you one thing, but I'll say in the show, what I did do, I looked if there are any bears out there. I mean, I don't know that the deal's still the same now. I looked on the internet the other day on Friday, and instead of, I know a lot of bears gone for Scotland, they'll be thinking about going down and flying down south in different ways, round about that way, Ox. But I says, what about if they got the way? So I checked flights for Aberdeen, and you were flying for Aberdeen to London, Gatwick, and then for Gatwick right into Seville, and the flights were coming up at £160 for a return.
When was that?
And that was on Friday. That was Friday there, mate.
Aye, have a look through, mate.
Aye, that was on Friday, buddy.
Friday afternoon, flights were doubling and trebling in minutes, mate. As soon as you clicked on the try and buy them. As soon as you try and buy them.
I seen that, mate, but it was just another wee option that I looked at. As I said, it was £160, and then that was, as I said, that was flying on the Tuesday and coming back, and obviously the day after the final on the Thursday. And I looked at accommodation on Ox, and it was one of the hostels, right? No Borstels, by the way, a hostel.
Listen, if you're stuck for accommodation, your good mate Domano Kin's looking for some company in his accommodation.
It was €16 a night. The only thing about that, mate, is you'd been lying in one of the triple bunks between yourself in the middle and Pedro in the top bunk and San Marco in the bottom bunk, mate. But it was only
a ticket. At least if you don't have a ticket, you remember the holiday. You know what I mean?
Aye, but it was only. It was staggering distance for the Seville Centre. I think it was only 6.5 mile, mate. So that was just another option. Listen, it's just crazy ideas that come in your head, doesn't it?
Yes. Aye. Denver, what's your feeling on the actual game?
I'm with Jaffa. I'm 50-50. It's hard to separate the two. Two good teams, My concern, although we've scored the goals, we're short of strikers. But hopefully, maybe Roof gets his fitness up. The problem with him is getting him ready, match fit. That's the thing. It takes so long to get him fit.
Talking about match fit, we couldn't find anybody, so Big Stevie's joined us. Evening, Stevie.
Good evening, boys and girls. Where are we all?
Hello, Stevie boy.
Polly, all right, mate? Listen, I'm feeling Denver's pain. I'm feeling Denver's pain about his boy. He can't get out and get tickets for this. I'm sort of in the same boat myself, I've been everywhere with Rangers this season, some games without tickets, and taking hospitality and stuff down at Annan to get tickets in to see your team, and I just can't seem to get a ticket. It's not so much for me, it's for my boy, you know what I mean? I would want him. We're all booked up. Me, Myra, Hinley and the Wayne are all booked up, so I feel as if I've let my boy down, because I can't get him a ticket, no. But it's plain trains and automobiles, guys. Rangers have put us in some place. I just can't get my head around where we are. It's just totally amazing journey. Thursday night was the best atmosphere I've ever been in, and I've been to Leeds, you name it, Dynamo Kiev, Ibrox, Smart Falco, McCoist. I've been to 18 million games, but what an atmosphere in there Thursday night, man. I couldn't even get a pie. I was that excited. I was doing the bouncing for the full 90 minutes. It was unbelievable, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. But I'll give you a wee insight in my journey. I'm down to Manchester on Tuesday, car parked in, fly out to Porto, and then fly from Porto down to Faro. And then the next day we're all registered on buses to get through to Seville. But the boys I'm with, these guys are gone with me, are absolutely brilliant boys. Though their head cases, for instance, they're talking about going to a farm at the edge of Faro and buying a donkey and spray painting it white. So, and one of them's got a Napoleon hat and a telescope, so one of them's got to be charging into the square in Seville, like King Bully, just mad stuff, The problem they've got is they can't get it onto the bus with Faro through to Seville.
Is there no seat for the donkey?
No, listen, they're talking about flinging it in the boot, man. So, but I don't know how they're going to do it. They're going to have to tie the hoofs together and get a bag out at seed or something. I don't know, but they're absolute. It's all planes, trains, automobiles, crazy stuff. Hats, scarf, badges and tapes, guys. Rangers don't know what they've done to us. It's brilliant. and you listen to everybody, whether they're getting tickets. See, I go, as I say, everywhere and whatever. I've not got a ticket, but see all the guys that are in that stadium, best of luck to them. Best of luck to every single bear that's in that stadium. I hope they enjoy it, because it'll be something to remember. And I just can't believe, Ox, we've been on this show for years and we've had the ups and downs, but my God, there's just no a high.
Oh, mate, it's just unbelievable, Biggie, unbelievable.
Oh, listen, I listened to Robert Willow talk last night, man, and I'm so wound up about everything. Listen to all the bells, you know, it's just absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And the only downside is I'm taking Myra Hinley with me, but I need somebody to watch it carry out while I'm in the fountain, you know what I mean? But the bubble bath. So listen, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous, but listen, thank you, Glasgow Rangers. They just don't know what they've done to your support. And just let's hope, of all hopes, we can bring that trophy home, because, my God, I'm going to need George Best liver. I'm going to tell you that right now. If we bring that trophy home, I'm going on a 10-day bender, that's for sure. But listen, I love yous and leave yous. Great show. And the last few nights, listen to all the bells. That's what Rangers Radio was all about. Absolutely fantastic. So thanks for having me. Oh, so, right, I'm up here at the Sons of Struth. My wee man's training away here, man, and try to pull him down off the ceiling now. It's just unbelievable. And thanks to Glasgow Rangers, what they've done for us. Brilliant. And what a show. Keep it going, Ox. Keep it going, pal.
Cheers, Mucker. Cheers, Mucker.
Right,
cheers,
now,
Stevie.
Boys, Ollie, Jaffa, behave yourselves now.
Cheers, brother.
Over now.
Just for the record, we don't endorse spray painting any donkeys of any colour, all right? Before we get a complaint. There we go.
What a story that is, Roxy. That's incredible, the daft ideas that get into people. See, man, the first thing that jumped daft into my head is the guys about that.
If you knew this battalion, that's one idea.
Oh, superb, mate, superb.
What an idea. They're good boys. Mad, but good. I think Denver's back with us again. You back with us, Denver?
I am. I was under a new tunnel there and it just lost you. Is Stevie still there?
No, he's just left, mate. He's his boys' football trainer. He just phoned in quickly.
I just wanted to apologise and I hope he doesn't think I hung up on him.
No, he's used to it, Denver. He's used to it.
Because I know how sensitive the big guy is.
Oh yes, he's known for his sensitivity. He's known for it.
The top man. I always remember when he came and he met us up with us the last time I was back with young Sam, and he gave Sam a RSEA scarf, and the wee man wears that every game when he's watching on the telly, you know. The top man, Big Stevie, top man.
Yes.
So I think a 50-50 take on the game, Ox, to be honest with you. It's very, very hard to separate them, you know.
I think that's a fair call, Denver. I think that's a fair call. I've not looked at the betting. You know, when we drew Dortmund, I had his 80-20. When we drew Red Star, I had them slight favourites. Braga, I thought, we had an even better chance. And against Leipzig, I had them 60-40, mate. I thought they were favourites to win the tie. Being honest. And then you look at this Frankfurt team, you see where they sit in that league. And then you look at who they've played in the Europa League and who they've knocked out. And the results they've had, you're saying, maybe they put all their eggs in one basket to go and to get this, the equivalent of Champions League place in their league, going this route rather than that route. But I've not watched them often enough to know about them. So, 50-50 sounds about right. Billy?
Aye, mate. No, you're 50-50 thinking, mate. I think I've checked the betting box. Obviously, that team, the bookies have got Frankfurt as favourites. I think you're going about 75 or something like that to win it. I take it that'll be all the 90 minutes. But I fancy us, mate. I fancy us. I'll put my cards right on the table, and I'm going to say 2-0 to Rangers in 90 minutes, and the Bears are going to go ballistic, buddy. That's just the impression that I'm getting now, mate.
Well, you'll hear me all the way from Denver, Billy. If that's the score, I'll tell you.
Oh, mate. Denver, mate. I don't know. Sorry, Ox. When you go,
Carry on, Billy.
I've not looked at what price the Rangers are for that price for 2-0 to Rangers. But I'd imagine you'll get a nice wee price for 2-0 to the Rangers, like, you know, on the night, early 90 minutes. So I'm not haying a bet, mate. I'm not haying a bet. I've never bet the Rangers all the way through the tournament. So I'm like Denver. I'm not wanting to start throwing a spanner in the mixer now. So I'm just going to keep my powder dry again, mate, and just roll the Rangers on. But if I was going to hear a wee gamble, mate, that's what I'd be betting. I'd be betting 2-0 to the Rangers. 2-0 for the famous for me.
You might see Big Stevie in Las Vegas, because he might tell Myra he's going to get his money's worth out his passport. That's the kind of trick to say pals, you know.
That's a good choice, that. Well, the drinks are on me, Stevie, if you're there. Yeah, my missus sent me an ad today. Tanqueray Gin have released a gin that's made with Seville oranges. And it's another sign. I'm telling you, it's a sign. I'm going to be heading to the liquor store and getting a litre bottle of that for next Wednesday.
Yes, you can't go wrong. Fever 3, mixer Denver.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there are some gin experts in our families, Jaffa.
Oh. You don't forget nothing, you.
No, I don't. No, I don't. It's a curse, Jaffa, honestly.
That's good.
Aye. Listen, we've got to get there first. We've got 2 games to play, and then we'll get 2 massive games. Prestige, revenue, Jaffa, revenue streams. The numbers you're reading out is astronomical, you know.
Eye-watering, Ox. Absolutely eye-watering. The kind of level of finance. I mean, you obviously it's quite difficult to nail the facts down, but the bits that you do know that are factual are just staggering. The winning of it, and obviously then you've got, I mean, the Super Cup coming with it. The game later on in the year, the Champions League entrance. It's unbelievable, Ox. It really is unbelievable. If we pull this off, and we get that result next Wednesday night, it is stratospheric for our club. From where we've come from to the resurrection of sorting us back out, it's incredible. It's just astonishing.
Yeah. Denver, I know it's not about money, but all things in life, it doesn't make your life, but it also helps, doesn't it? Oh, we lost Denver. Billy, the revenue it's important for the well-being in the future of the club.
That's exactly right, Ox. You know what I mean? I think I watched a thing on the YouTube the other day. There was a guy talking about different things, merchandise and ticket sales and sponsorship deals, hospitality, the money we've had just now, the money we could possibly get if we win the trophy. Then you go into Super Cup and then you get into pot 1, the money that brings in, it's just short of 100 million. Now that's it. For a team in Scotland to generate that kind of money, Ox, it's incredible. You know what I mean? Because we're not selling the biggest product of football up here. You know what I mean? With the standard of the SPL type thing. But the money Glasgow Rangers could generate out of this is incredible. And it's not just that, Ox. Do you know, it touches every part of the club as a whole. I mean, it goes right up through the youth system. It goes into the ladies' game, into the first team. You know what I mean? All the money's through the club.
Take a breath, mate, because we're going to have a tune. Get yourself in mute, lads, because we're going to have a tune.
We went to Barcelona, the Rangers for to see, and when we reached the stadium, our hearts filled up with glee. There were so many Scotsmen all ready for the fray. You should have heard old Derry's walk when the Rangers won the day. Oh, Barcelona, oh, don't you cry for me. For the Dynamo, they scored 2 goals, but the Rangers, they scored 3. flying high when Wally Johnston scored. And when he scored the second goal, the Ibrox fans they roared. John Clegg, the captain, went up to win the prize. The European Cup Winners' Cup was right before our eyes. Oh, Barcelona, oh, don't you cry for me. For the Dynamo, they scored 2 goals, but the Rangers, they scored 3. 100,000 Rangers fans throbbed the Glasgow streets. And inside old Ibrox Park, you couldn't get to see. The Glasgow Rangers had won their famous game. The year was 1972 in the merry month of May. Oh, Barcelona, oh, don't you cry for me. For the Dynamo, they scored 2 goals. But the Rangers, they scored 3.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello. Hello,
Hello.
Thomas Bennell. Hello.
I found by Thomas. How we doing, Thomas?
How you doing? How you fine?
Aye, good, mate.
Enjoying the show so far. Great show so far, mate.
Cheers, mate. How are you?
I'm fine. Brilliant. Just enjoying the show.
Good. What's
Just
on your
enjoying
mind?
the show, mate.
What you want to talk about? Your call?
It was just what the predictions is, and how long's Morelos out for? Is he going to be back? Or
Well, I don't think we'll not see Morelos this season. I don't think
we'll see the Morelos this season either. But mainly, my point was going to be about strikers. Need a striker, you know. Is he going to?
Where is that accent, Thomas? Where is that? Where am I picking up there?
Pardon?
What's that twang you've got?
I'm saying, where am I? Birkhead, up in the northeast of Scotland.
Bankhead, all right, okay.
Birkhead. B-U-R-G-H-A-A-D. Birkhead. Birkhead Oil.
The striking position is a worry. Every game we're worried about it. And Billy, we're scoring goals.
Yeah. That's right, mate.
Yeah. That's me on the radio. Yeah. All right, okay. Brilliant. So I'm worried about who's going to fill this striker role.
All right. Turn your telly. You'll need to turn your telly or the show off, mate, because we can hear it coming through. Right,
okay, I'll turn it down, okay. No problem. But this striker, we need somebody. You can. It's obvious we're missing Morelos. But the void is a big void to fill Morelos, you know.
I'm a big Alfie fan, Billy, but we're scoring goals in Europe. Billy, and you.
So am I. I'm a big Alfie.
Let the boys come in and answer your question. Well. Thomas, let the boys come in and answer your questions, or this doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
In you come, Billy.
Aye, mate. It's been a wee bit of a hindrance to us to see who we're going to, what kind of system we were going to come up with, or what kind of player we were going to play in that position, Ox. But what the gaffer, what he's done is he's been smart and clever there, because he's found a system. He's tweaked it about in games, especially over in Leipzig, when he put Joe Aribo up through the middle, and Joe Aribo had I thought the Rangers really come onto a game then, Ox, and then he's played in a similar system and fashion with Joe Aribo, and the last tie at Ibrox, until the big man had to gaff when he got stuck with the ball in the tap. He said he seed it for the free kick on time. But there's definitely other. Listen, see the Dutch coaches. They're world renowned for tactically astute. Sorry. So they boys will be working on. I'm sure they'll be working on something now. with what the players have got, what they've got available.
Another point I was going to point out was since Gerrard's left. Since Gerrard's left, do you think that Gio is going to be as productive as Gerrard was in the next season?
Good question, mate. Good question. Right, you have to let the boys answer. Just wait for your name, Thomas, and then come back in. All right, in you come, Jaffa.
Okay.
What balls? Jaffa always. Billy, back in again. That's a good question, isn't it?
Aye, well, the way I see it is, mate, obviously Giovanni and the management team, they've inherited the squad for Steven Gerrard. Now, Gio's he's not signed his own players yet, so you can't really judge the guy on players that he's not signed yet. So we have to give him. I mean, what he's producing just now, i.e. in the final of the Scottish Cup, the final of the Europa League, is way up there anyway. But even at that, but if that didn't happen, then we should have. Obviously, you would people on saying, well, they wouldn't give him. They would want him out the door. They would want this. They would want that. But you've got to give the gaffer a chance and let him get his own players in and tweak what he's already got. You know what I mean? Because there are players there that will stay, and there'll be other players that will go. And he'll have an eye on young players coming up through the ranks. What he thinks is going to be a potential player in an individual position for the youngsters that's got to come up through the ranks, like your Leon Kings and that. We've got to give him time to build his own squad, and I'm sure he'll do that because, as I said before, the Dutch they're very clever, and if there's anybody got an eye for a football player, it'll certainly be the Dutch, especially at Feyenoord and coming from Feyenoord and Ajax, because when you look at the teams through their history, they've had some wonderful Dutch players come through their systems, right up through their youth academy, right up into their first teams, and they've went on and they've been like your Frank Rijkaards, you know what I mean, your Marco van Baastens, your Ruud Hullets, and all the players all come up through that type Dutch system. So I'm very confident that Gio and the management team I'll keep us right in that department.
Cheers, mate.
I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believe we're going to win this. Like,
cheers, really Thomas. Do. Cheers, I Thomas.
Really do, like, I really do.
Right, good to hear from you, mate.
Just like to say,
yes, on you go.
Let's be lucky, Bears and Bearettes. We are the people. No surrender. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Thomas.
Brilliant show.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, Thomas.
Thank you for your service.
Good man, that, Jaffa. Huh?
Oh, good call. Great call. Great first call.
Hear you. It was a good question, Jaffa. You know,
sorry, I done a bridge man on you. I couldn't
get off mute quick enough. That's apologies. A technical term.
Listen, it is a great question, Ox. Just quickly on that. You can't judge what Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is going to do in the future next season, because we've still got so much to play for this season. All you can say is look what he's done so far, and man alive, could we have asked for any more, Ox? Really, could it have been any better than what it is now?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there obviously there's one competition, but if there's a yin and yang, and this is a yang, I'm taking the yang, Billy.
Me too.
Absolutely, mate. I'm taking the yang and all, mate. Definitely.
Yeah. Any young man out there is welcome to give us a call. Have a different view. Yeah?
That's the idea.
You better look, you don't yin and yang a wrong number, know what I mean? You know? Oh dear, where did that come from? God, I talk some rubbish, didn't I? Don't use to agree like that. Don't know where that came from. Oh dear. I would take the yang all day long, Jaffa. Yeah?
Yep.
This is potentially once maybe even in a lifetime, mate, you know?
Spot on, Ox. It's and the achievement, as I said at the start of the show, Ox, it's the manner, it's the performances, it's the the things that the disruption that was caused to the team by Gerrard leaving earlier on in the season, getting Giovanni Van Bronckhorst in, and that causes major changes in the dressing room, personalities, and getting all them on side and getting the guys to start believing in a different philosophy. It's tough, Ox. Football dressing rooms are complex areas of sport with all those different human beings in there and different voices, and to get them all pulling in the one direction, it takes a monumental effort. And I think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has done a brilliant job, a sterling job in our club this year.
Aye, more importantly, the players are buying into him. But every week it's getting stronger and stronger, the bond. Maybe that's just a feeling.
Hello.
Hello, how we doing? How we doing, Stuart?
Hi, I'm doing well, Ox. I'd just like to come on. I'm a regular listener to the show. This is the first time I've actually called in. And first and foremost, it's a great show. And it's great
much. Thanks very much. Oh, we've lost him. Hopefully we'll be back in a minute. I like when they come on and bum us up, Jaffa.
Oh, it's brilliant when they do that.
Hopefully we'll be back in a second. He seems to have dropped it. Hopefully the boys will get us back ways, you know.
Be good if Spanish Billy could phone, wouldn't it?
What's that, mate?
It'd be good if Spanish Billy could phone. I think it would be appropriate.
Bella Medina. Aye, that was maybe a vision, wasn't it? That was a vision. What that told me that night was I needed to get new specs or get my eyes tested like Andy Felix, you know. You know.
Here, Ox, you know what's uncanny, mate? See that? I think it was the caller. I think the boys he just phoned in for the first thing. I know. I think it was Calm was his name. Mm-hmm. What a brilliant shout that was for. I knew the story about the way goals when obviously the.
We get beaten penalties coming off the park.
Aye.
Richie here. I'm currently not available, so if you'd like to leave your name, number, and a.
Can it? Aye. Did you know that, Billy?
No, I knew the story. Ox, but I never actually thought about it. I didn't know it was exactly 50 years. That's uncanny. 50 years for we won the trophy to we're in our European final. 50 years later.
72 to 22. It's 50.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe no. The schools that me and Jaffa went to, that's easy. Maybe yours was set in front of it. Maybe a bit harder. I get that. Know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying, mate. It's with the 50 years. That's what I'm saying, Ox. Right, for the 50 years, and this is the first time. What I'm getting at is right. That was the first
changing the rule. The
changing the rule and going back to the opposite way. Exactly 50 years after that, mate. I'm superstitious that way in these things, like, you know.
Hopefully Stuart's back with us. Stuart, you there?
I am. Sorry, did I obviously got cut off a poor signal or whatever, mate. Sorry about that.
No, not a problem, mate. Go on, carry on. The floor's yours, mate.
Well, I don't know what you heard or what I had to say, but basically I'm so proud of our club and just from where we were not so long ago and what Gerrard did for us. I know he left under a cloud for certain people, but he got us that 55th league title and stopped them, and Gio coming in and just picking up and developing that squad and getting the best out of each and every one of these players. Lundstrom, we all doubted him. Who would replace him now? No one, I don't think. Goldson, his contract talks, and I think he gives it his all every game. And our captain Tav has just been, he's been captain fantastic for me. I'm so proud that it's a prestige returning to our club. That's just what I wanted to say.
I don't think you're alone, mate. I mean, there's the journey, as it's been called, we've been on. I think a lot of people thought it peaked last March. I think it's just went to a different level. Jaffa?
Well, it has, Ox. Even the performances in Europe, I would have to say, under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst have improved. I think we look even more comfortable. I thought we were brilliant under Gerrard in Europe, but I think Van Bronckhorst he's added a tactical nous, in my opinion, to the squad, to the team. I mean, last Thursday night in the stadium, watching the team, the setup of it was unbelievable. I mean, John Lundstram started at right back. He was playing right back in a 3 behind James Tavernier. James Tavernier was playing right half. And then John Lundstram, about 35 minutes into the game after we went 2-0 up, moved into a central holding midfield role. John Lundstram was then playing centre forward later on in the match. And that was all coming from the side of the stadium for Van Bronckhorst and Roy Mackay getting their message on it to the players. It was brilliant to watch. It was utterly brilliant. And I think that's what we've added to our game. And I think, personally speaking, I think that's been the biggest difference between the two managers. Just the fluency of how we can move our starting 11 around the park. And even going back to the previous caller talking about playing up front. I'm not saying it's easier. It's easier playing the way we're playing. Of course, it's not. It would always be better to have Alfredo Morelos in the team. Alfredo Morelos is our talisman, and he's a brilliant footballer. And it would be good to have a fit Kemar Roof, but we've not, and we didn't have last week. But you know what? He put a tactical performance and formula together that absolutely worked a treat, and it was a pleasure to sit and watch it. It was astonishing.
Yeah, I think the pride of the club comes to Stuart, is the way that the support. When others thought, the banter years they've called them, where people kept saying, "We'll be back. Don't worry about us. We'll be back. It'll take us a few years. We'll get back." Creeped on, and then we got maybe under Kachina and Murty. We're thinking to ourselves, "How long is this going to take?" And then we've exploded. And we're back in some, Stuart.
Oh, without a doubt, it's been. And everything that everybody's saying, I agree with wholeheartedly. And Gio, that tactical nous that he has brought and just been making the team adaptable, where under Gerrard, I have no criticism of Steven Gerrard at all for what he did for us. Maybe he was a wee bit fixed on, he wanted the team to play a certain way, and it was only that certain way. But again, it was one of the, earlier on, one of the guys was speaking about fate just playing her hand. And for me, 72, 100 years, Barcelona, here we're now at 150 years, so another huge milestone. And I'm going to Seville, but I'm actually staying in Barcelona and just driving down. And it was just on the click of a button, I just looked at Barcelona. I thought,
that's a bit
it's a 9-hour drive, mate. But so what? I've got to be there. I have no tickets like the majority of us. But I was there in Manchester with no tickets, so there's no way I was going to miss this out, because I just believe that fate's going to help us. I really do.
Fate? Yeah, I hope you're right, Stuart. I hope you're right. What kind of job do you think Giovanni's done since he came in? Obviously, we criticised him, rightly so at times. We had poor performances in the league, maybe individual errors cost us, but overall, how do you sum it up at the moment?
I think now, we're in a European final, we've got a Scottish Cup final to look forward to as well, so, and I think the style of play and that flexibility he's brought, I think he's done a cracking job. Again, I'm sure he'll bring in his own players, he's given the opportunity, but when we win this, he'll be judged on his own team next season and the season beyond that, but it'll be hard to replace Europa League winners, I think. But it was just that wee bit dip, the turn of the year, and everybody was thinking, where are we going with this? But it picked up, and the league's not over. I know that's been an eternal optimist, but hey-ho, it's on paper it's not over. But no, I think he's done a cracking job, and to see us in the European final 14 years after Manchester, credit to him, his staff, credit to everybody at the club, really. One of the things that's really stood out for me is just the fitness levels. It's incredible, really. Braga, them, the Scottish Cup semi, 120 minutes and stuff. How they can keep on going at the pace they go, it's quite incredible, really.
That's a great point, Billy.
The players are jumping out their skins. I mean, I've said it on the show a few times, Ox. Now, it's not just about fitness now with the players. Like, you know, you can be fit, but you need game time. They're eating right. They're looking after their bodies. They're getting watched in training every day. You know what I mean? They're getting their fat monitored every day. How many calories they're taking in? How many calories they're burning? You know what I mean? The sports science and football as a whole now is incredible. And I mean, these guys, that's how we can go the way we're going, because these guys they're athletes. They're super fit, and I mean super fit, and they're highly strung, fine trained machines. You know what I mean? And we've got them playing for a brilliant football club, mate. It's just incredible, the fitness levels they go. And just when you think that they're going to run out of steam, they always draw that wee bit of extra out. You know what I mean? The team just doesn't know when to stop. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. It's been incredible, so it is. And to watch them playing, mate, it's just fantastic, so it is, Ox. And I'll tell you, do you know what I liked as well? I listened to Giovanni speaking there in one of his recent press conferences, Ox, Jaffa, and he says, football's like a game of chess. He says, you've got to be ready for the next move. And I thought to myself, I says, that's super clever, eh? And when you think about where he's coming from there, it's like every game that he's played in Europe, the harder the team or as the tournament progressed, it made him think harder, and it's brought the best out of him, brought the best out of the players, and with his technical awareness.
Good shout. Look, I love Stevie G, Stuart. I thought he'd done a fantastic job for us, and I don't think we get to this final without him assembling this team. Didn't matter who followed him. Giovanni's shown a flexibility that's I'm going to say embarrass Stevie's coaching staff, but showing that sometimes if you're totally inflexible, it gives you problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. And just to pick up on what Billy was saying, I'm laughing when he's chatting away there and speaking about how fit they are and superhuman. I actually think that the normal starting 11, dare I say it, if they were on the starting line of the Kentucky Derby, I'd fancy them to win that as well. Just now, they're that fit. So, it's changed days, isn't it? But I don't know if embarrass is the word I'd maybe use, but it's just, I don't know, more developed
maybe
as a coach.
Experience. Maybe he's got more experience, yeah. Maybe.
More developed than that, because he was as good as Gerrard, but Gerrard as a player, and I'm speaking about, so they're both top quality. They've both been coached by top coaches as well, so they'll have taken a lot of that into their own coaching or the teams they manage. So I am grateful to Stevie G and Gio next level and that, but I'm just like everybody else, just bouncing, still on the ceiling, can't wait. It's brilliant.
Jaffa? You're right, mate. It's a great feeling, but surreal, because it's like somebody described it the other night. I think it's like a dream, Stuart. Yeah.
Let's hope it's not like Bobby and the sheriff scene in Dallas, if you're old enough to remember that. Let's not wake up if this is a dream then. It's fantastic for just where we were a short time ago. To see McCoy stood alongside Miller at BT Sport and just a lot of the fans and that just reacting on TV and stuff like that. And it's brilliant, because obviously Ali played a huge part in our club as well. And it's just brilliant. So thanks for allowing me to come on and just have a chat with you guys and that.
Great call. And don't be a stranger, mate, yeah?
No, I certainly won't, and I'll continue to listen and that. So thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers, mate.
All the best.
Cheers. Thanks, Stuart. Cheers.
All the best.
You're attracting top calls tonight. Yeah,
see on that, just talking about fitness levels, Ox, just quickly. There was one incident that happened in the game. There was lots of incidents happened in the game last Thursday. There was some, as you guys have discussed on here already in the show earlier in the week, there was some absolute, unbelievable performances. But there was one bit, and you're talking about coaching, and one bit that for me it stood out was Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey was down in the left-hand side of the park, and he was actually he was challenging for the ball against Kevin Campbell, who is a Slovenian international, 31 years old. Calvin Bassey's 22, and Willie Orban, who's a German international, who's 29 years old. And he brushed the two of them aside. He pushed them apart, and he's put the ball between them, and he went running up the left-hand side, the left-hand channel. And that, for me, it was just a brilliant bit of football. And the big guy, 22, playing against two international class German Slovenian footballers, and he stood out like a sore thumb. And I was in awe, absolute awe with the Ox.
We've been joined by Juicy. Evening, Juicy.
Good evening, gentlemen. Great show. Juicy. As always, great show. Hi,
Juicy.
Good evening. Excellent.
Juicy, do us a favour, don't come on and say that. They look for me and money in that, these two, you know what I mean?
Deserve every penny. Fantastic, guys. Good work. Just feeling relaxed at the moment. Got the little league game tomorrow. Not too concerned about that.
We try to talk about that, mate, but we
just got to just tick it over, give whoever is in need of some minutes. We've played a lot of matches in quick succession, and he's turned team around when he's needed to. As you guys were saying earlier, the fitness in this team has been incredible. We've got some serious Iron Men in this team. The West Ham might be the Irons, but we are the real Iron Men. That is for sure, because they've been able to run. And some of these guys have been rested at times as well. There's been periods when Kent and Lundstrom haven't featured for like a week and a half, and they've come in and they've been fine. So if he chooses not to play these guys in the next two games, I'm fine with that. They'll just do a little bit more in training. But a lot of them, as you know, they don't like training. They want to play. So he's just got to manage that. And it would be fine. Against Hearts at the weekend, I'm of the persuasion that I'd rather he just plays a complete shadow side, not just because of Wednesday in mind, but with a view to Saturday as well. I don't want them having any ideas about how we will be setting up tactically. And that's too close to Wednesday then for my liking anyway. So tomorrow is, for me, his last chance to play some of the big boys in terms of minutes. What are your thoughts?
I think that makes a lot of sense, Jaffa.
I'm thinking similar, Juicy, along those lines. I mean, there's guys in the team that I suspect Giovanni Van Bronckhorst will sit and give them their opinion on whether they want to play or whether they don't. But like Ox said earlier, I think you'll see Tavernier tomorrow night, probably for 45 minutes, probably because Tav likes that exertion and he's got that fitness level. And he can do it. You saw him on Thursday night. The minute the ball broke with Kamara over on the left-hand side with the first goal, when he pushed the ball through the two defenders' legs. At the other side, if you watch out of camera, James Tavernier's off. He's away he's like a rabbit out the hatch, and he's down at that back post because Kent's away with the ball. And then there's other guys that won't want to play. Kent maybe being one of them, who maybe because of hammy problems earlier on in the season, he might want to take it easy. And I think he'll just manage the squads. And again, I'm with you on the Hearts thing, because obviously I'm not saying they will, but there's players do things, and they can see that another game's coming up in a week's time, and it suits their agenda. So I
thought he'd left us.
Who's that?
Dudu.
He was only there for a short period of time.
I thought he'd left us. Carry on.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad player, Mox. I think he will play a shadow side next on Saturday against Hearts. I wouldn't be wanting to go out there and risking anybody. It's too close to the big match, for obvious reasons, Juicy.
Aye. On you go, Juicy. On you go, Juicy.
I just think I totally agree with that. That it's even regardless of whether it was Hearts, it's too close to the big one, isn't it? So, but because it's Hearts as well, and I don't want any dirty challenges on our guys with a view to Saturday in mind. I'd like to think they wouldn't, but you never know. Just remove us from that situation and get ready for Wednesday, because this is a little bit unlike 2008, guys. Remember 2008? We had all those Scottish Cup replays, which was unfortunate. We had the league getting condensed. We went into that UEFA Cup final up against it anyway, against a Zenit side that was very good, and we were absolutely on our knees. And you saw that on the following Saturday when we barely beat Queen of the South in the cup final.
It was a week after. It was a week after we played Motherwell right after Zenit.
Ah, yes, yeah. And we
and
was
then in the Tuesday we played St Mirren, and then in the Thursday we played Aberdeen.
Yeah, ridiculous schedule, guys, wasn't it?
Sporting integrity.
Sporting integrity, and okay, look, we'd love to still be in the league, but at least we know what the priorities are now, and we've got that option and that ability to be able to prepare a little bit more for the game next Wednesday, not absolutely kill ourselves to try and compete hard in all games. We want to win everything, but we've got to be pragmatic on this one. And the actual prize on this one is far greater from a position and a financial reward than 2008. And I don't want to put a lot of pressure on the guys, but I am desperate for them to win this.
And you come, Billy. What would you do? Would you take Juicy's thinking for Saturday?
Aye, definitely, buddy. I think you'll see a shot. Listen, and I wouldn't be surprised, Ox, as well, if Hearts done the same, to be perfectly honest with you. Because you've got this, we've got this huge tie final to look forward to. Two huge finals to look forward to, mate, and we'll definitely see a shadow of a Rangers team playing on Saturday, mate. And Jaffa was spot on there with his comments as well. Maybe giving players a wee 45 minutes and then change things round about for you know what I mean. I think Gio done that on Saturday. He brought on he had the laddie Sands playing in the middle of the park, and he dropped him into centre half, and I think he put the wee laddie King out to left back type thing. So all these wee tweaks and tricks and that's what will happen tomorrow night again, just to keep everybody ticking over. And that'll definitely be a shadow of Rangers team on Saturday for the final on Wednesday night, mate. You're bang on, Juicy pal.
We had a discussion last night, lads, and I would be interested in your points. Everybody sees the game differently. The weekend there, obviously, a lot of youngsters. Who's Sean for you, Jaffa?
I thought Leon King was a standout, Ox. He looked really assured, really tidy on the ball. He looked as though he's played 20 games for us this season. Brilliant. I thought he was really good. I like Lowry when he comes on. I think Lowry's got, I don't know what it is, he's just got something about him as well. I've got high hopes for Lowry. Great to see him signing his contract extension, Ox. That was a great piece of business. I was delighted on that. I mean, all the young lads I thought all of them had pass marks. Charlie McCann I thought was good. Devine was good at right back as well. He was getting in about them, wasn't he? I bet Leon King. I thought Leon King. It's no consequence that he's around the first team. I can see why. They're obviously seeing all that in training. So brilliant. I love that, Ox. I love seeing Maroon coming through. I do. I love it.
Juicy.
Oh, as you said at the weekend, Oxter, Leon King is a bassy beast in training, isn't he? You can see it. He's got the physicality. He's got the quality. I'd say he's almost ready for repeated first team appearances now. And depending on what happens in the summer, centre back wise, of course, we've got, when everyone's fit, of course. I know it hasn't felt like that recently, but when everyone's fit, we've actually got a number of centre backs at this club, and obviously out on loan as well with Katic. If any of those guys do go, if Helander goes and Katic goes, or if Balogun goes, depending on what happens, we're going to probably lose at least a couple of those guys. As far as I'm concerned, he's in there. If Goldson goes, I wouldn't have that many concerns of having King Souter as the centre-back pairing. So he was the standout. As far as Lowry goes, he's got that kind of arrogant swagger that you don't see in too many midfield players, but he knows that he's got ability, and that's what you want to see, because he's that player like a Ramsey who can change it in a moment for you when you're having a difficult game. And as you just said, mate, I'm so pleased he's signed on, and that is a massive piece of business for us.
Yeah, I mean, I like the boy King. I like the boy Lowry. I like all the youngsters. They've all got ability. They've all got ability at different levels, different type of players. And people like different type of players, Billy. You know, some people like skillful players. Other people like fast players or hard players. You know, everybody sees the game different. But out them all, Billy, who's the standout for you, mate?
I do King.
King?
Right. Aye, Leon King. Definitely, mate. Do you know what I like about him as well, Ox? He's for such a young boy, he looks as if he's aware of everything that's going on about him. You know what I mean? He's no diving into tackles, but and when he has to go and win the ball, he'll win the ball, and he's strong, and he's only got to get bigger and stronger, and he's only got to get better. Plus, he's got pace to burn, and the game now in this era. I mean, centre halves, 99% of them, you've got to come up against a forward that's got plenty of pace about him. You know what I mean? So you've got to try and match that. And for a centre half at such a young age, he's got that as well. He's got all the attributes. He ticks all the boxes, Ox. Every one of them. He ticks all the boxes to go and become a proper Rangers centre half, this kid. And listen, Alex Lowry, I know, two completely different laddies, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're all great players, but it was who's the standout for you? Aye, first shout, mate. He does tick all the boxes, and his granny was with somebody connected for the show on Monday morning. There you go. Leon King's granny. You know, aye. But hopefully we'll see them on and on. Anyway, we've been joined by, I think it's Bazza. Bazza joined us.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
Aye, good to hear from you, mate. How is it? Bit cold over there?
Aye, well, I've actually just flown to Myrtle Beach this morning. I was actually listening to you. When I was on the aeroplane with Wi-Fi.
Right.
I was trying to go. Obviously, I couldn't go in earlier. I was trying to find out, does anyone actually have contact information for Denver Bear? Or could you pass my number on to him, Mark?
We could do that, mate. If it's all right with you, I'll send them your number. Yeah.
I please and just help me contact me, because I managed to get some good deals going to. I'm obviously not going to California. I'm going to Myrtle Beach now, but I'm headed over to Seville myself, flying to Myrtle Beach to Washington, into Madrid, bullet train down to Seville. I landed Tuesday morning, bullet train down to Seville. I've got a hotel in Seville until the day of the game, and then the night of the game, well, God only knows what's going to happen that night.
You might end up in Governor Pollock or something like that. Know what I mean?
Back up the Savoy or something like that.
You might. Oh, the Savoy will be busy that on a Thursday night.
So as I said, boys, I'm really excited. Head back. I've not been back in the UK for about 3 years. Obviously, I'm not going to the UK, but I've not been back here to see a game in about 3 years with COVID and everything. So I'm really excited to be going to Seville. With the chance, I might even have the chance of having a ticket.
Well, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. Aye. All the way from California. On you go, Jaffa.
California, brilliant, mate. What a story. I might bump into you, but there'll be 100,000 days, so probably not. But I'm sure we'll have a great time. Can't wait, mate. It's going to be some party, and it's going to be some day in Seville next week. And what a story for our club, eh? It's brilliant.
It's unbelievable, boys. It really is, to go for where we've come back from to get back to a European Cup final is just surreal. I mean, and the chance for, and that's why I went after a ticket and paying a wee bit of money if it comes through for me, paying a wee bit of money for this ticket if I get one for the game. But the fact that I've seen one European Cup final in my lifetime, the fact that I'm getting to see two, I'm going to make the most of this one. So if I get a chance at that ticket and I need to pay a wee bit more, then so be it.
Listen, here's a question for you. Has it made the last Thursday? Obviously, America sport-wise is unique to the rest of the world, you know. But did it make any of the headlines who were there?
Not necessarily. When I start talking about it to people, because obviously I was so excited, jumping about and celebrating, people, my neighbours are like, what's going on? So no, it really doesn't hit the headlines here, and they really don't understand the passion that we have. I had one of my neighbours over, and I had a wee guy, Jimmy, that lives in Myrtle Beach as well. I met just recently, because obviously I just moved recently in Myrtle Beach. And Jimmy came over, and me and him were jumping about like crazy in my living room watching the game. And my neighbour, the guy from Atlanta, he's standing looking at us going, what the hell is going on? He didn't have a clue what was happening. but I won him some money. He was doing like the equivalent to the bookies online. And I told him to pick 4 teams, and I says, go for Rangers. And he's like, you sure? I says, aye. He says, it's big odds against you. I says, pick the 4 teams. I should have put money on myself. He ended up winning $600.
That'll teach you. Juicy, does that not prove that this show and the Rangers Bears are everywhere? Juicy Bear.
Absolutely, all over the world. And I've got family in Australia who are big Bears. We've got the boys over there in the good old US of A. It's a global affair, guys, and they're all descending on one place next week. It's going to be carnage.
Oh, I don't know who's going to tell you on.
I think it might be me, boys, because I'm in the airport right now.
All right, okay. Listen, Bazza, because of that, we'll let you go, but great to hear from you, and we will pass on your details ASAP to Denver Bird, yeah?
I appreciate that. I just want to give some information that might help him be able to get a cheaper flight and a better route over there for him and his son to go.
All right. We'll do that as soon as the show's finished, mate. All right.
All right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Bazza. And
cheers, Bazza.
Hope we catch up with you. Enjoy your trip, yeah.
And hopefully I get to meet some of you boys in good old Seville.
Aye. I'm sure you will.
I'll speak to you later, boys. Hey, all the best.
Cheers, Bazza. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Bazza.
God's sake. I was all right till this show started tonight, Billy.
Ox, what a brilliant caller, mate. That just shows you about our support and our wonderful Rangers family are all about, Ox. I mean, there you've got a guy there, he doesn't know the other guy, only knows him through the show, and he's prepared to give him his personal telephone number to try and fix him out and hook up with one another to travel across the Atlantic Ocean to go to Europe to watch the Rangers. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. That's a brilliant gesture. A big round of applause for that guy as well, mate, because I take my hat off to guys like that. That's absolutely brilliant stuff.
Sometimes I think we're a bit naive to say the power of this show. We don't realise sometimes.
Well, as I've said before, Oxja, this show that means so much to so many people, and over a couple of years period where we've had difficult times, not being able to go out so much, watching games on TV, not being able to go to matches, this has been a platform for so many people, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. But you guys behind the scenes as well, absolutely fantastic. And Rangers Media has been so good over the last several years. You guys are front runners, and you should all be very proud.
All these compliments, and I'm not used to compliments, Jaffer. I'm used to criticism.
You're not getting booted about the place, Ox.
I think what it is, Jaffer, it's just the feel-good factor. It's not what they really mean, you know what I mean?
Just leading you on a wee bit, do you think, mate?
Aye.
No, it's true, Ox. It's true, mate. It's Rangers Radio. Callum, who was on earlier, was talking about how great it is with all the Bears, and the first thing that came to my head was it's just like our me Proddy Husson scheme, isn't it?
Aye, but we'll let Billy in, know what I mean? You know.
Aye, good mate, good.
Aye, it's a community, and by the way, there's two guys. There's loads of guys in the background, but there's two guys. Without them, there's no show any night, and that's Fox and Old School Blue, and we should remember that all the time. You know, they're the power behind the throne. The two guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Here.
I think that Old School Blue's gone with Dunmarno Kin. I think he's meeting up with Dunmarno Kin because he fancies the digs he's got. That's what Fox is telling me. Right.
I didn't know Bennett's had an outpost in Seville Hawks.
Well, Rangers for everyone and anyone, you know what I mean? But I just can't see Big Stevie and Big Southside there, just personally, you know. But there you go. Well, maybe I can, but that's another story. Right, okay, Juicy. Tomorrow night, a similar team to what finished. Maybe mix and match, use the substitutes, and just have another glorified training session. Is that fair?
Yeah, essentially you're right. Depending on which of the boys have been playing in the youth side, give them the appropriate amount of minutes. If he needs to play, as I said earlier, if he needs to play Lundstrom or Kent for a few minutes, I think this is the last opportunity to do that. Or if they're totally fine, don't worry. I'm interested to know, and hopefully, I haven't watched the presser. Has he done a presser today? Because I'm interested to know.
If he did, maybe we missed it.
I'll watch that when the show's done because I just want to hear if he said anything about Jack and Aribo in terms of fitness. Because anyone else who's potentially carrying knocks from the match last week, but obviously we know Aribo and Jack, were hurting after the game. So hopefully those guys are close. And again, don't necessarily play those guys if they're still finding their way back. It's still another week to go. Aribo looked fine, didn't he, after the match? But obviously he went off with that head injury. But Jack had some ice on him. But aside from that, the big one is, as you guys said at the top of the show, what's the status on Roof? But you know something? If we have to go without him, we've proved that we've got a game plan now. So I trust Gio's decision making, and I'm totally fine with what he goes with. You just want, in an ideal world, you want your full complement, don't you? Because it just gives the guy options, depending on how Frankfurt's set up, etc. So if Roof's available, that's a big bonus for us. But if not, we've still got the personnel. And as people keep saying, where's the goals coming from? Top scorer is Tavernier, so don't worry.
Yeah, we've no struggled with scoring goals in the competition. That were the big one, Billy, particularly Ibrox. Our scoring record's been pretty good. 3 against obviously Leipzig, 3 against Braga at the finish, 3 against Red Star, 2 against Dortmund.
Aye, mate, and it's not that as well. The goals are getting spread through the team, mate. Do you know what I mean? Which is good as well. Apart from, let's see, you're talking about with Tav scoring, with what he's chipped in me as well, But the other players are stepping up and taking that role on their own shoulders, and it can only be good because it's not a one man show. I mean, we would all like our talisman, wee Alfie playing there and banging in goals, 30 goals a season. You know what I mean? That's in the perfect world, but unfortunately, injuries not that happen, mate. But so it's a team game first and foremost. And I don't care who scores the goals. Honest to God, mate, I do not care who scores the goals as long as the goals come and we win the game. That's the bottom line, mate.
Look at the game on Sunday. All right, I mean, we only scored 2 goals, but let's be honest, we could have scored 5 or 6, Billy. Yeah.
Aye, mate. I mean, Fashion Sakala, I was saying that to my mate the other day. The wee man could have had a hat trick as well, Scotty Arfield could have had a couple of goals. And then, I mean, it was a sublime wee pass for Aaron Ramsey to think. I mean, if anybody makes runs in front of him, his football brain's going to find him, And the wee laddie Ahmad, he scored a cracking wee goal, like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, the jury was out on him too. That's the boy's still a bit light as far as I'm concerned, but as for ability-wise, you can see the boy's got ability. But the 2 goals that the Rangers scored, obviously Tarvey the penalty kicking that as well, like, you know. But as I said, mate, we can score goals right through our team, and we're a danger for set pieces. We're a danger for set pieces, free kicks and whatnot, like, you know.
Well, listen, look, I think it's all bears said for maybe 18 months. Jaffa, these boys, these group of players, if they get it right, they're special.
Oh, they are, Ox. You don't achieve what these guys have achieved without having a bit about you and been having some absolutely brilliant footballers in the team, and we have got some brilliant footballers in the team. In fact, the squad's littered with them. For back to front, goalkeepers, the whole lot. You don't get to do this without being special, Ox. Special.
Yeah. What's your feeling on the game, Juicy? On next Wednesday, how do you see it? I know you're a guy who studies all football. What do you feel?
Well, Frankfurt. Well, first of all, if you look at it as a one-off game, it's a one-off game. The final, from that respect, doesn't necessarily matter what either team has done previously. But if you look at the form, Frankfurt haven't lost a single tie in this entire tournament. When I look at it from that respect, that concerns me a little bit. But this is different because it's no longer a two-legged affair. It's a one-off tie. Sometimes some players will turn up, some won't. We just got to hope that the Rangers bring it all on the day. They've got a couple of standout players. The Japanese player, Kakada in midfield, is decent. Ndida, the defender, is very highly rated. Their centre-back. Apart from that, obviously Kostic as well. They're not full of the big names, which is why their president, said that Rangers versus Frankfurt he called it a traditional football match between two big teams with a lot of fans, but not necessarily big spenders over the years. They've clearly been playing for this tournament for several months now because their league form went to pieces a long time ago. So looking at their league form, you kind of have to disregard that form because, they haven't been in the league for some time now. So they've got a couple of players there that stand out, but I feel like we've got a few more dimensions to them, but we've got to look at that Japanese midfielder and take care of him and make sure that he's not creating the play. If we can do that, we can cause them problems. And yeah, we could pump them if we have a good day. If we have a good day, we could pump them silly. But I'm being a little bit pragmatic because it's a final and, 2-0 would be a great scoreline. But wouldn't it be great, guys, if we have a comfortable win and none of us have to sit there sweating buckets for 90 minutes?
No, I just don't feel it's going to be like that. Can I just say, I'm hearing that Dalmana was gone for 3 days. He's now gone for 3 weeks to Seville. Right, okay, it's last word of the night. We've reached that time of the evening, it's hard to believe. Last word of the night, briefly, for Billy.
Well, Ox, what can I say, mate? Is that the show flew in again, mate? It's been a brilliant show tonight, mate. Thanks to yourself for asking us on, and thanks to my good pal, my sidekick earlier, Jaffa, buddy. Thank you, mate. And what can you say about the technical team, Fox and all school, I think the goals, mate. And let's go out there tomorrow night, put on a performance, beat a Ross County, get our hearts out the road and go do what we're meant to do next Wednesday night, mate. On the Rangers.
You hear, Jaffa?
Yes, Ox, thanks for having me on, mate, and thanks, Billy. Great show. Love the chat, mate. Love all the calls. Love Rangers Radio. And I don't know how many sleeps it is. I'll ask Bridge that. I'll text them tomorrow and find out how many. But excited.
Here. Can I thank all the callers tonight? Obviously, Callum, first-time caller. Stuart, first-time caller. Thomas, who phoned in. Amanda. Denver Bear. Who else have I missed? Anybody? Big Stevie, of course. Always great to hear for the big one. I hope I've not missed anybody out. I don't think so. And of course, the one and only Juicy Bear and Billy and our Jaffa. It's been a pleasure. Rangers Radio will be back at 7:15 tomorrow night. Be a build up to the pre-match show, the home match against Ross County. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. And remember, we are the people. Take it away, old schoolboy.
You've heard of Rangers, the famous Glasgow Rangers, that team of giants who come from Ibrox Park. They've won honours from Russia to Australia, but now at Hampden they're gonna make their mark. The Scottish Cup will soon be in their hands. John was the proudest in the land, and the Blues are gonna win the cup. Viva El Rangers! We know the boys will run amok. Viva El Rangers! And with every single goal they score, Viva El Rangers! We'll give the lads a hand and roar. El Rangers! We are the people, and there's really no denying that they've been trying to put us out the cup. With men like Greg and Fearless and Jardine, saying it has been impossible to stop. The skills of Miller, Forsyth and McKean, they'll need a hurricane to stop our team. And the Blues are gonna win the cup. Viva El Rangers! We know the boys will run amok. Viva El Rangers! And with every single goal they score, Viva El Rangers! We'll give the lads a hand and roar. El Rangers, ball. There's wee Tommy, Colin, Jackson and McPeter. He's got hands to stop an avalanche. Johnson, Derek, Palin and McDonald. Ach, it's a doddle for Wallace and the boys. The chant of easy, easy from